Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Lori. I'm the owner, founder, designer, whatever you want to call me, behind Entre Tejidos Crochet and Lori's Crafty Corner. Today's video will be recapping, updating you what I've been doing, what has gone on in the last week or so, and towards the second half of the video is going to be a sped up cleaning, organizing yarn, because I think you know that after we've been crafting and cranking out patterns and making plushies, it shows in our area wherever we work with our yarn. And my yarn area or craft area was not the exception. It got to the point that I was like, wait, I don't even have an open space on my desk to put something new on it. My yarn was all tossed into one corner. I don't know why, but whenever I use a new yarn and I don't use the entire skein and I put it back in, sometimes the little tail hangs out. I don't know why that drives me crazy. So every once in a while I wrap it around and stick it back in because I just don't I feel like it looks messy. So yeah, but once we're in that part of the video, you'll hear me in a voiceover talking about what I'm doing and so on and so forth. Now, the first thing that we need to catch up on is my giveaway. It was a great giveaway. Sadly, I wish I could have given more physical gifts, because whenever I messaged hey, you won this prize, all of the people were like, oh my gosh, this made my week. And that just makes me so happy to hear. And that's why I do giveaways. It's to give back. It's to make people happy. I did end up, because my original idea was to have 4 maker prizes, 2 supporter prizes, and 2 digital prizes, but I ended up choosing 6 for the digital prizes because I just want to give back. I just want to give back, and whenever I hear oh, you made my week, it's been a really hectic week, or it's just been one thing right after the other and we can't catch a breath, and hearing that I won something, it just hearing those little stories, it just really made my day. It just made my day. When's the next giveaway? I'm aiming maybe towards when I'm at 5,000 on Instagram. We'll see. We'll see. The other thing that we're going to talk about is Tiny Terry. Tiny Terry, I sadly don't have him on my desk right now, but Tiny Terry is my newest turtle pattern, and it's a free pattern. You can find the pattern on my Etsy, paid, but it's a minimal fee. It's 99 cents if I'm not mistaken. It's free as a tutorial here on YouTube, and it's a free post on Instagram. Wherever you like to grab it, just head on over there and grab it for yourself. I've had a lot of positive feedback with Tiny Terry, and I've already seen a couple in the wild. And what I mean by in the wild is that I've seen I've seen Tiny Terrys made by people that weren't my testers. So that's very exciting. A little secret, I've already started working on a new turtle. It's going to be a flower turtle. I'm just trying to finesse. Yeah, not really finesse, because I already have the idea in mind. I'm just trying to get to see if I want it to make it you have to sew the petals on, or the petals are single crocheted in. But then again, if I am going to single crochet them in, will I have the look that I have in my mind? We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I placed an order for cotton yarn because, and this is where we realized when we dived into adulthood, we got a new table, like, you know, a table. And I am going to make some placemats. And I also placed, I believe, I really hope that I have enough yarn to make another farmhouse curtain. It's a pattern that I have. You can get it on Ravelry, Ribbler, or Etsy. But I want to make another curtain for my kitchen window. And there's a saying in Spanish, lo barato sale caro. The cheap items end up being expensive. That's like a really bad translation, but the general idea is that sometimes this is cheap, we're gonna buy this, and it doesn't last. It doesn't last as long as, yeah. And sometimes, because you went the cheap route, you then have to spend sometimes even more than if you just went with like the better option. And that's what happened with the curtains in my dining room and living room. So slowly but surely, I am going to crochet curtains for them. I'm going to use my same curtain pattern because it's a nice, it's cotton yarn is generally like a 3-weight, maybe a 4-weight, and you use a 7mm hook. So it builds up really, really fast. The one you've seen in my posts and in the pictures in the pattern is one that, this thing is just like, and I'm looking at it because I took it off my kitchen window and placed it in front of the, my like window right here. It's nice, it's breezy. The comments I've gotten from, not comments, reviews I've gotten from people who have made the pattern is that it's a quick make. One person mentioned that they made it in like this burnt orange color, and when the sun comes in, it's like an eternal sunset in their room, and it's like, yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting. So that's what I'm hoping to do. As like, I know, even though it's a quick pattern, I know I'm not going to be done with it like in a week or so, but I'll try and, keep you updated with all of those. I really do want to add like that cozy, homemade, handmade touch to my house. The links of all the things that I've mentioned here will be linked down below. And now I'm gonna put you on fast forward and take you into the past, because the cleanup video was actually filmed about 2 or 3 days ago. So I hope you enjoy that too, and we'll see what I blab about as you watch me tidy up things. All right, so thank you so much for joining me. Fast forward. Bye. Okay, so look at this mess. We are going to tidy this up, but first I am actually packaging up the prizes of my giveaway as I wait for the people to get back to me about like their addresses and all that good stuff. So each of the prizes for my makers were a skein of yarn, a hook, and a baggie full of felt eyes, felt noses, and some like stitch markers and needles and so on and so forth. So just, the way that I see it, it's like a care package that these winners are going to get in the mail soon. For my supporter prizes, I included 3 watercolored um, bookmarks, and then I've added a crochet plant plus some stickers into each of the boxes. And the digital prices, well, they were basically patterns from my shop and patterns from other designers that donated their things. So, what can we talk about as things start to shift here in the background. You might see me at some point where I pause what I'm doing because at the same time that I'm filming myself like doing this, I'm actually listening to an audiobook and it's named Morning Star by Pierce Brown. It's the third book in the Red Rising series, and I honestly thought that I wouldn't be like hooked into this because I don't know, I was just like it's kind of weird. And to be honest, the first couple of chapters in Red Rising, which was the first book, were like, am I going to continue with this? Because you get introduced to new vocabulary to think of like things instead of like okay, so none of the examples come to mind, but the whole thing is that it was a bit hard. And since I was reading it, and when I was reading it on my phone, it's usually before I go to bed. And I was like, this is kind of like really, instead of like calming down my brain and, um, it would just like, I would just get riled up. So, anyways, I switched to, I actually decided to finish the book, and I'm glad I did because I loved it. This is one of the crochet plants that I mentioned for one of the gifts. And um, I read the second one, which is Golden Sun, if I'm not mistaken. And then I was like, wait, I can just grab the audiobook for the other books. And I did. So far, I only have the third one as an audiobook, and I'm almost done listening to it. And it got to a point, and I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but it got to a point that one of my like favorite characters dies. And I just like froze. So, and my husband, that's the other crochet pattern that was sent out. Not crochet pattern, crochet thingamabobber, crochet. I'm really bad at voiceovers. The crochet plant that was sent out. All right. And this one, this here I'm actually packaging up a safety eye order that had come in. And yeah, here I'm making sure that each of the little things are off of like the front side so that it looks pretty. So when one of my favorite characters dies, it was completely like, you know, it was devastating. I froze. My husband was like, "What? Like what happened?" I was like, "No, no, no, I'm just listening to an audiobook because it was just that shocking to me." And then I went ahead and spoiled it and already looked up if the character actually dies or not. And no, it was just a decoy, so to speak. So yeah. The other thing that I've been doing a bit is I finally jumped onto the Stardew Valley train. And oh yeah, let me show you. I got some new business cards, thank you cards, and I should be getting a roll of stickers so that I can add these to the packages. And what I did with the business cards is that it'll serve both types of orders. It'll serve safety eye orders as well as safety as plushie orders because the front side has my logo and the QR code, and then the back side has the um, like care instructions for plushies and care instructions for safety eyes. And then my thank you note has I went for a smaller size. It used to be like a 6x4 postcard size, but I went with a 4x4. And I just think that it'll fit any like big or small boxes. And it has the logo in the front, and in the back it has the um like hello, and then I'll write in the name and then sign it at the bottom. So yeah, so we're moving and we're grooving in terms of what I'm doing. Things have become a bit more organized, a bit, I can actually see parts of my desk now. Um, but yeah, and you know what's funny? It's getting cleaned up now. So the desk is getting cleaned up right now, but it'll actually get messy again once I start cleaning the other part. And there you see, that's one of my secrets. I just blow on my desk to get all the fuzzies out. There in the background, you can see the kitchen curtain that I was telling you all about earlier. We're almost done. We're almost done. This is exciting. Here, I'm trying to organize my yarn, but I figured, well, I didn't figure. I noticed that you barely saw anything that I was doing here. But basically, right below you, I had a mountain of of yarn that I had used, and instead of like putting it away in its respective color, I just tossed them in the corner, and now I'm like wrapping them up, putting them in each of their little cubbies. And yeah, I mean, it wasn't like an overhaul type of cleanup, but I really needed to tidy things up because, you know, maybe it's just me, but if I see a lot of clutter here and there and everywhere, it just like, I get so easily distracted and I feel like, oh, I need to do this, I need to do that. But yeah, here you can see a little bit of that like mound that I was saying. And now I'm like dividing them up into colors. So yeah, I think I left off where I was going to talk about something, but I honestly don't remember right now. It was probably about a book, but we're almost done with this video, so I'll leave that for next time. So thank you so much for joining me today. I'll see you back soon in another video. If you like this style of video, let me know. Bye.